Hello, everybody. It's Karen, and I have just finished my first day of my November 30/60 writing challenge. Today, what I had to spend some time driving to and from appointments and my son's appointments, taking him. So I got some stuff worked out in the car. I'm not counting that as my 60 minutes, but I wonder, let me know in the comments if that's something that you do. I often find it's kind of a bad habit, actually. I find myself daydreaming a lot when I'm driving, which isn't probably the safest thing. I can't stop it usually. My mind wanders of the ADHD thing. And anyway, I was thinking about the story and what I was going to work on tonight, and some stuff popped up that I managed to remember. If it's something that I'm afraid I'm not going to remember, usually at a stoplight or something, or when I'm parked, I will pull out my phone and just dictate it really quickly into my phone. But I didn't do that today. I remembered most of it. And so before I get into, I'm not going to give you any of the boring details of that, but I just wanted to say what my goal is for this 30 days is that I am trying to get what I call draft zero of my current work in progress done. To me, draft zero is it's a plot outline, but it isn't a formal plot with bullet points. It is a very loosey-goosey um, plot scene by scene of what happens at each point in the book using the three acts and save the cat structure. I use to write, I use Plotter and I use Scrivener. And in Plotter, I've combined the Save the Cat and the Romancing the Beat templates into one template that I combined and lined up and then saved for myself. And I use that. I don't actually write in it at the moment because I do most of my stuff in Scrivener. So, and I also use a program called Scapple, which is also put out by Literature and Latte, which is the company that puts out Scrivener, the software company that makes Scrivener. Scapple is just a mind mapping software, and I like to use that when fragments of scenes come to me. And then once I jot those notes down, then I'll slide those over into Scrivener in the spots where they need to be when they get more formal in the plot outline. So right now I am trying to get things plotted. Tonight I was mainly working on the Act 2, and I'm trying to get my main story, the main bulk of my story, the first three acts takes place, or the first Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and Act 4. I use a 4-act structure. It's basically the 3-act structure, but with the middle part broken up into 2 acts. So I was trying to organize, it happens over a week's time, and I was trying to organize, I was trying to figure out how my plot was going to work from the middle of Act 2 to the midpoint, which I had kind of figured out, and then all the way to the breakup moment. I am writing a romance, so we are going to have a breakup moment before the final act. And I was able to mainly tonight, with all the bits and pieces on my scalpel, I have lots of different notes of scenes of like what would happen. And then I like kind of plug, like I kind of have an idea of like this is going to happen at the midpoint, and this is going to kind of happen, but it's all very flexible and loosey-goosey. Anyway, I did sort of get everything situated in a very broad form in my plot tonight up through the breakup. I think I figured that out. I think I have enough of a roadmap now for that without having to go in to too much detail. The thing I'm mostly unclear about yet is how they get back together. And my goal with this 30 days is to get my draft zero completely written, which is it's a draft that is part outline, part prose. Some scenes might be fully fleshed out. Others still might be very iffy, like just phrases or a broad outline of what I want to happen in that scene with some details listed underneath. I still have to do I'm setting this in Vail, Colorado, so I am actually trying to use like real things that Vail has. There's a bit more research I need to do. But I think I'm in a pretty good spot because now I just have to really mull over how they're going to get back together. I have a vague idea, but I'm feeling it's not, I don't know. It's not ready yet. So it's not right yet. So I feel like though I put in I'm looking at my week plan here for their week in Vail, and I think I've got it pretty well set up. So I feel like I did a good job tonight. Part of the stuff that came to me, like I said, was while I was driving, and then but just by putting all that down in my scalpel, I was able to write that down, and I wrote things down also that I didn't even realize I was thinking. Like there needed to be a packing scene, and there needed to be. And what is it about the packing scene? Like I was like, oh, he's got to pack. Oh, well, he needs to do that on this day. And how is that going to be significant and important for the story? Not just the guy's packing. So I was working on that kind of stuff, and I just throw that all out in Scrivener, and I mean in Scalpel. And I think now, technically, I think there's a way to link the two programs where I can just like slide this all into Scrivener and then move them around in the Scrivener's cards. But I probably am just going to copy and paste it where I think they go, because now that I've got these beats laid out in my week calendar, tomorrow I'm going to try to clean up my actual I'm going to try to take the information I have in Scalpel plus what I have on the timeline so far, and I'm actually going to try to plot it out on my actual scene cards in Scrivener. So I'm probably going to do that tomorrow. I might throughout this month, I might talk a little bit more in depth about the story, maybe tell you what the premise is, stuff like that. I might show how I use Scalpel and Scrivener if anybody's interested, and how that works for me. You should see my notes and my research folders in Scrivener for this project. It's quite impressive. But I'm going to keep this short, and I'm going to say goodnight for now. I hope that everybody that's doing NaNoWriMo, official or unofficial, had a great day today and got some writing activity done. And I will see you tomorrow for day 2 of my November 30/60 writing challenge. Thanks so much. Bye.